The great thing about the Traitors is the mood to me. I love everything about the mood it sets and the mood you set as the host.
How would you define that mood that you love so much about it?
It feels so much like a murder mystery. Like it's so much like the old-timey kind of shows to me. Kind of dark and not super dark, but just dark enough that there's that hint of question what's actually going on.
Yes, exactly.
What is that like as a host to step into, to be able to have a role in a reality show like this? Because so many shows don't have that much going on for the host.
No. Hosting this show feels more like an acting job more than a hosting job.
Yeah.
Because I am part of creating that mood for the show. When I walk inside the room for the round table and I'm wearing these amazing outfits, and I see the guests' faces, and I know that I'm helping to create this mood of tension, of mystery, of power dynamic as well. I feel like the looks help me to walk with confidence and condescendence a little bit.
Nice.
But yeah, it feels like a murder mystery. Like I feel like I'm dressed up for the part. Like it's it's a dream job for that. It's fun, and even more than that, it's so great to be to dive into the world of manipulation. And why it's so fun? Because I feel like we don't know much about it.
Right.
So through this game, I feel like we get to witness all those dynamics and learn from them, and that is really fun. So the fact that I get to be standing right there as they're having those really long conversations at the round table, sometimes being very wrong.
Right.
I get to learn so much that it's the fact that it's hard to come back to your intuition most of the time.
Right.
But you never lose when you come back to that. But it's so easy to be distracted.
And is it hard sometimes when you know what's going on? Is it hard sometimes to be like straight face?
It's fun.
Right.
It's fun to be the one who knows.
Right.
Like sometimes, and it makes it so hard though when they're right, when one of the guests is right about something, and then he goes like, or she goes like, yeah, but that person is so intelligent. I'm going to follow that lead. No, you were right. We don't trust ourselves enough most of the time. It makes it hard sometimes to just see them going around in the wrong direction. But at the same time, it's the game. Yeah. And as the hostess of the manor, what I want from them is I want to see them play.
Right.
Like I want to see them being right, wrong, but I want to see them like really completely in the game.
Right.
And we saw that from the guests that we had on season 1, and I'm confident that it's going to be the same for season 2. This show is always different. If you watch all the various seasons and versions internationally, although we're at the beginning of the wave of the Traitors, and I'm glad that Traitors Canada and Traitors Quebec was created as the show is growing and the format is growing internationally. But all the seasons are very different because all the guests give it its specific flavor.
For sure.
They come up with all these strategies. So the show is always different. Even if we were to take the same guests from season 1, but choose different traitors, it would create completely a different painting. So it's also fun to see that as from the production standing point, we don't get to really, we choose the traitors, but then that's it. Right. After that, we throw them a few curved balls, but it's them. It's really their strategies and their choices and decisions. Yeah.
That's so cool. When you started doing it, did they say, oh, we're aiming for this, or what kind of direction do they give you for doing this?
So when I was approached for this show, I watched the first version I watched was the Australian version.
Right.
And obviously I loved that we were planning on doing it for Canada and Quebec, so the Francophone and English version, both. Hosting both versions made it very special to me as well, creating that bridge between the two audiences. That was a dream of mine, so I was really glad to be doing that. But I'm really happy with I don't know, with that character that we created, because some versions internationally didn't go as far with like the looks and the general mood, and I feel like we went for it, but it feels real. Like, and we could have gone more campy, but no, we stayed in that. So it feels real. Like we know it's a game, but I feel like what I was hoping that we would be able to create was that it becomes real for the guests. Like that manor, that game becomes their reality for a really small amount of days, but it really becomes their reality. So I was hoping that as viewers, we would also be immersed in that world and believe that that world exists almost.
For sure.
Although it's a game. So I feel like my background as an actress maybe helps create that impression of like, we might be watching a fiction series, and maybe the plots wouldn't have been written differently from a script writer.
What do you think people will come in with this season, knowing what they know from the first season, knowing what they know from other series? Do you think that's going to affect the gameplay?
Maybe a second season now we'll have guests who think that they will be so good at this game.
Right.
You know, from watching season 1, from watching other versions of the show.
Right.
You never really know what it feels like until you're right there in the game.
When you're coming back into this, you know, do you have new ideas for how you want to be the host this time? Is it going to be the same? Are there new things you want to do?
What I love of what we did in season 1, and I hope that we can recreate that. I have Jacob Tierney for the English version. For Traitors Canada, I have Jacob Tierney right there next to me, writing what the hostess, what I would say at the round table, and all these little lines that are really, really so fun to say, and sending not cues about the actual game that's happening, but just cues about the general way they could approach the game.
Right.
And I love when Jacob and the rest of the team as well, but when we find things that we want to say really based on what happened that day. Right. And when I see that it resonates with the guests, and, you know, maybe they were going in a direction, and I say something and I could see them think, oh, okay, oh, wait, oh, I haven't thought about that. So I love when we're able to do that, and I hope that we'll be able to recreate that even more.
That's cool.
And have even more fun. I feel like season 1 is always a little stressful because you're offering something new to the audience.
Right.
Will they be as excited as we all were? And when we started working on the show, now we know that people jumped on board. They're with us.
Right.
So we just want to keep giving it to them. So we'll find, we have new ideas and stuff to include in the show and make sure that it's going to stay as exciting for the viewers.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you. Thank you.